40 years after the Bhopal Gas tragedy, a question has now been raised regarding the safety measures as far as disposal of the toxic waste from the uranium carbide plant is concerned. I'm being joined by Dr. Sarvam Ritam Khare, who's the counsel for the petitioners in the Supreme Court. Sir, today the Supreme Court has asked the petitioners to go back to the High Court on this issue. What exactly has the court said, and what are the objections when it comes to this toxic waste that is still not been safely disposed of?
Let me come to objections first. In fact, very crisply, first objection is there has been so many recommendations by various committees as well as courts. The state has failed to follow those committees. This is our allegation. Follow those recommendations. And no consultation, nothing has been done from the local bodies of Pithampur, Indore. And there is no preparedness of any hazard or any mishappening if it takes place. So basically, we went to Supreme Court challenging and saying that there is no on-ground preparedness of the government. The people, there has been a earlier recommendation that one Tarapur village, which is located within 250 meters of the plant, that needs to be relocated, which has not been done. No medical facilities, nothing has been installed there. And further, while releasing the money, even the central government had given some recommendations to be followed up. They have not been followed.
On these issues, today, if I may interrupt, today in the hearing, the MP government has filed an affidavit saying that the high-powered committee, which includes Director Neeri, which includes several other expert bodies, has been monitoring this issue. So what exactly is the Supreme Court now saying about your objections about the safety on ground?
Supreme Court has kept all that open since the matter was, High Court was already seized with the matter and High Court was monitoring it. That's why Supreme Court didn't want to open a parallel monitoring. So Supreme Court has left all our grounds and contentions open and has directed us to implead before the High Court and had directed the High Court to hear us on this issue and then consider it and monitor it. So basic opinion of Supreme Court is that there has to be one monitoring agency, no parallel monitoring. Supreme Court refused that.
But according to reports, the Pithampur incinerator, the action is supposed to be taken today, and this is an objection that your senior counsel has also taken in the Supreme Court. So what happens now? Because the incinerator may have already started. The work may have already started. The toxic waste is being transported. So what happens in Pithampur near Indore now with the toxic?
Today the trial run goes on. Today the trial run goes on. There is no embargo on that. Unless and until there is any further order from the court.
So will you be now moving the High Court immediately to stop the trial run?
I'll try my best. I'll be moving the High Court immediately, since it is going to take about 3 to 4 days. So let's see.
All right. So what is happening on ground right now? Is it a trial run? Are they starting the entire incineration process? What exactly is happening on the ground?
This is the trial run of 10 metric tons. Overall, there is around 358 metric tons, which is to be incinerated. 3 trial runs are to be conducted. This is first trial run which will be conducted, which will be starting today at one particular quantity of material per hour. Then they'll be increasing that quantity, then again increasing that quantity, and there will be three trial runs before this actual incineration takes place. So we had even an objection to the trial run because it was a huge quantity. 10 metric ton is to be incinerated today itself.
Okay. So now what is your next step? Are we going to be seeing any further hearing in the High Court today?
We'll try our best to get the earliest hearing in High Court.
All right. Thank you very much, Mr. Khare, for speaking to India Today. In Pithampur, the incinerator is scheduled to start the trial run for the disposal of the more than 337 metric tons of toxic waste from the Bhopal Gas tragedy. Questions are being raised about the safety concerns, whether the environmental and medical safety concerns have been taken into account. The Supreme Court has again asked the petitioners to move the High Court, which has been monitoring the issue. What happens on the ground, we'll have to wait and see. In New Delhi, this is Aneesha Mathur for India Today.